Welcome to Crime Stoppers Case File Chicago. I'm Andy Hale.
And I'm Lisette Guillen.
And without the community involvement, the police department's only as strong as the citizens get involved.
What we're looking for is that magic phone call for somebody to call in and say, hey, this is what I saw, this is whom I saw, and this is the information that I need to give you.
Chicago, like most big cities, has had its fair share of violence and crime. And in most of these cases, somebody saw something. Somebody saw a car go driving down an alley. Somebody saw a suspicious person. Somebody heard gunshots. Somebody saw some part of the crime. And this is the information we need to help us solve these cases. You can do it anonymously. So anything you know, anything you saw, anything you heard, no matter how big or how small, we're really urging you, the community, to come forward. With that information, we can help solve these cases and put these criminals behind bars where they belong.
It was December 12, 2011, when 17-year-old Leon Deakyne headed out to do what most teenagers do: eat fast food and play video games. As he met up with his friends, someone began shooting at the group. Leon, also known as his mother's miracle child, was killed in the attack. Here's his story.
Leon was my miracle child. I wasn't supposed to be able to have children, so he was my only child. He was everything I could imagine a child to be, and more. I mean, he was the best for me. I was happy he was a boy. I didn't really, I grew up with brothers, so I couldn't do the ruffles and pink petticoats. So for me, a boy was just the right thing. It was perfect. He was angelic. He didn't cry a lot. He slept well. If he did wake up, he didn't scream or anything. He was a quiet baby. He was perfect. He was a normal kid, normal 3, 4, 5-year-old kid. He was what he was supposed to be. He was inquisitive, he was energetic, he was smart. He played chess early. My oldest brother, he used to love, my brother was a champion chess player, and they used to play chess together a lot. And he was very good. He kept my brother on his toes a little bit. For a young kid, he was good. He did, because he was an acute asthmatic, he did Special Olympics for 6 years. And he was very good at it. He'd come home with trophies. He was very proud of himself. I couldn't have asked for more. He was popular in school. All the kids seemed to like him. They all said that he was very friendly, always made them laugh. It was harder for me when he started, wanting to spend nights over at the Friends to play Xbox. It was harder for me than it was for him by far, because I was like, woo. But he had a few friends that I would let him go and, spend a night, so long as, I knew the mom. I'm older, so I'm old-fashioned, and I got to know the mom, and I got to know the child, and, the situation. But he started to grow that way, and, boys are supposed to, and so it was good. I was proud of him, I didn't want him to be overly dependent on me because it was just him and I. But it was rough. I sat at home at night just waiting for him to call or come back and call and say he wanted me to come pick him up or something. But he never did.
Leon Deakyne was 17 years old. He was a recent high school graduate. He was the only son of his mother, and he was her pride and joy. In December 2011, Leon Deakyne and a group of his friends were in a convenience store in the Albany Park neighborhood on the 3100 block of West Montrose. Leon and his friends were in the store buying some items. They came out of the store about 7:45 p.m. at night. At that point, a lone gunman approached and started firing shots at the group. One of the shots struck Leon in the back. Another shot struck one of his female friends in the rear. They were both rushed to the hospital. Leon died of his injuries. His female friend did survive.
That night I got a call from a friend of mine. Told me there had been a shooting on the corner. And he thought maybe it involved my son, and I should go up there. And I went running up to the corner, and the detective said, well, there was a boy shot. We need you to go to the hospital to see if it was your son. And I got there. Leon was in a little room all by himself. It was my son. It's the hardest thing for any mother to hear, that their child is gone. It's not supposed to happen. Our children are supposed to bury us, not us bury our children.
Have you been in an accident? Have you been the victim of discrimination or had your rights violated? Have you been injured? If so, the lawyers at Hale Law would love to talk to you. We offer a free consultation. Call me, Andy Hale, 312-870-6926. 312-870-6926. I look forward to talking with you about your case. In December 2011, Leon Deakyne and a group of his friends were in a convenience store in the Albany Park neighborhood on the 3100 block of West Montrose. They came out of the store about 7:45 p.m. at night, and at that point, a lone gunman approached and started firing shots at the group. One of the shots struck Leon in the back. Another shot struck one of his female friends in the rear. They were both rushed to the hospital. Leon died of his injuries. His female friend did survive. Some of the bullets from the shooting actually went across the street and into a restaurant, sending people scattering in this restaurant. Luckily, nobody was hurt.
My life is nothing. I mean, it was my son and I, and that's all there was. And now, my miracle is gone. So there isn't a life that I'm supposed to have anymore. It's just doesn't exist. I don't know why my son is gone. I can't have him back, but if I could just understand any of it. I don't know, it's never gonna give me closure. I'm never gonna feel better about his being gone. But at least maybe I could understand something about his death, because right now there's just nothing to understand. You know, it's been 2.5 years and there's just nothing at all. It's just like a blank space that I can't seem to fill in any of the gaps on anything. And I'd like to understand it. Please say something. Let the police know who did this to my child. He was 17 years old. He didn't have a chance to get his life together. He was getting ready to go to college. He just had his first job. And somebody's got to say something somewhere, you know, because that killer could be out there on the streets and kill the next mother's child. And she's going to be in the same situation I'm in. And that's where no mother should be.
Leon, having been a recent high school graduate, was ready to start work and get out there and start the next chapter of his life. And it's just such a tragic story that was all taken from him, that a recent high school graduate who is now just starting to basically spread his wings would have his life just senselessly and tragically taken from him. At this point, the police know it was a lone gunman who fired several shots into this group of people on the street. The gunman was described as between 18 and 25 years old, wearing a tan coat and a hooded sweatshirt. At this point, the police don't have any other information about the shooter other than that. But in light of the fact there were so many shots fired that on a busy street, the police are hoping somebody saw something, somebody saw a person fitting the description, Somebody may have saw somebody running down the street in that area around the time of the shooting, who at the time might not have realized what had happened. The gunman apparently after the shooting ran north on Troy. So if anybody out there saw anything or heard anything, please call the Chicago Police Department, Area North at 312-744-8261. We need the community to help us solve this crime and bring justice to the family of Leon Deakyne.
I just miss my son more than words could imagine. And I wish we were all just a bad dream so I could have him back in my arms and keep him safe where I didn't before.
This show works. If you know anything about any of the cases you see here tonight, give our detectives a call. Every tip is important. We need to bring justice for our families and help clean up our communities. Thank you for joining us in our fight to solve crime.
Tune in next week to another episode of Crime Stoppers Case Files Chicago.